After a wild start to the season in Daytona, today, the top drivers in Rolling Thunder look to see if they can roll the dice, hit the tables, and get a jackpot in the Rolling Thunder Truck Series for race number 2 of Season 2 here on Podium Esports. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's coverage. I'm Justin Prince. Alongside of the booth once again is Jake Reeves with Ryan Bauer producing as we get set to go racing for 135 laps in the trucks. So far, so very wild for the season as we join us here at the booth. To say the very least, Jake, last time out really set a wild tone to start. Division 3 setting the tone to start for the points, but a lot can change with a bit of gambling here tonight.
Yeah, it absolutely can, Justin. I mean, that's the wildest thing about coming to Las Vegas is, like you were talking about, got to roll the dice, got to get lucky, got to do what you got to do to be able to try to get the win, at least try to beat those other guys, especially in the split that you're running in. But that was the craziest thing that we saw last week. A split 3 driver ended up coming out here and beating split 1 and split 2. I mean, they honestly got the overall points lead if you go by each and every split. It's crazy to see that right there, but that's Daytona. Now we're at a mile and a half, which granted, this place right here, It looks like it's easy, folks, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is anything short of easy, this place right here, because ever since they have reconfigured it from the older versions of what they used to have, they put some bacon into it. This place is worn out, and it is hot here in Las Vegas.
You see the schedule on what to expect throughout the entire season, all the way up to September. It's the first of the mile and a halves on the schedule. Remember, legacy tracks for a majority of the way, but starts off a busy stretch, but it's our second straight draft-dependent track in that Las Vegas is considered almost like a super speedway race style-wise, Jake, because of its pack style draft affair on the service.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. I mean, that's one of those things. Like I mean, Justin, I've called a bunch of races here at Las Vegas, especially with the trucks. And I mean, you know, shout out to the Nazareth guys, because I've called a bunch of races with those guys here. This place, obviously, got to be able to stay in the draft, got to be able to keep the momentum, got to be able to keep it going. But when you run into that, like I was talking about earlier, this track, it is worn out. It is like an old school Atlanta feel, but at the same time, you still got the draft. Check it out right there in the turns. 12 to 20 degrees, obviously 1.5 miles. Not too far away over on the front stretch. Got the dirt track from Las Vegas dirt track out there, and also the bull ring here in this area right off the strip. But that's what's going to be one of the craziest things is we was talking about this in pre-race, Justin. This place is hot. How hot is it, folks? Well, you'll end up seeing it here in just a little bit with the heat haze that's been going on, and especially the track tip. Track tip is absolutely skyrocketed. It is honestly one of the hottest track tips, Justin, I have seen on the sim probably ever.
One of the highest, you can say the least. Let's take a look at that. It's 143 degrees right now in the sim. And to say the least, it'll be scorching. Now, talking about what the race details are, once again, for those watching for the first time with this series, 12 races on the calendar, 4 total tire sets available, no faster pairs. The race, 135 laps, that's 202 miles with 1 GWC. Remember, the format is one of the more interesting ones in all sim racing. It's technically 3 races in 1, 3 different splits, 3 points championships, and 3 money prize pools each and every week to then determine the overall series champions for Split 1, Split 2, and Split 3. That with the various groupings based on iRating, etc. There was one change to one of the splits. Jared Hayes is now in the field. He takes the spot on 17. The 89 makes his debut in Split 2. As you take a look at all of the faces listening to the race meeting, 5 minutes away from now, we'll be going racing here in Vegas, qualifying already coming to a close, and the focus is on. Get those headsets on for the meeting.
Absolutely. Every one of these guys there you see before you right there trying to get zoned in, get this bad boy going. And Justin, you was talking about the track tip and everything else. Hopefully these drivers may be hearing in the drivers meeting to watch out over there in turn 3. I got Bobby Joe out there grilling me a steak out right there on the apron over there in turn 3. So hopefully they'll be able to steer clear of where all the grills is. As a matter of fact, I think I got you throwing one out there as well. But 143 degrees, I mean, folks, that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you get out here and you start rolling out here in these trucks, I mean, with the speeds that they're going to have, you got the asphalt of how it is, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get to where these tires is going to start wearing out more. So granted, they're for about 5, 10, maybe even 15 laps. It's going to be like basically new Atlanta. It's going to be like where we was at last week at Daytona, but it's going to get very, very slow in a hurry. We've already looked at it, about 48 to 51 laps, give or take, is going to be on a fuel run. But Justin, that's when it's going to get crazy. I mean, granted, we got a 135 lap race. We was talking about it. 48 to 51 laps. I don't think, I mean, you're going to see some, basically the cream rise to the top because the guys that's going to be able to save their tires is going to go the longest. And that's when it's going to get crazy. Like I said, 143 degrees, that's smoking right there. And that will smoke up a set of tires really, really fast.
And so all these drivers in the midst of their preparations going to have to make sure they stay dialed in. I think at least one driver may or may not miss the driver's meeting because one of those sims is very empty. Correct me if I'm wrong, has it been empty the entire driver's meeting? That's Josh Suss, who may or may not get told you need to physically stay in the seat for the minute or two, and then you can run.
Well, I mean, I think what he probably done was he probably turned his TV up, swapped it over to the TV, went and got him a couple cold ones, and then he's going to jump back in there here in a second. But he's got 3 minutes, Justin. I mean, if he's got the TV turned up wide open, be able to hear what's going on, I think he should be good to go as long as he can comprehend what they're going on in the driver's meeting. But see, you even got some guys standing up, some of them getting a cold drink. Got the one guy right there in the middle, got the VR. We was talking about this last week, Justin. I don't know how in the hell I would be even close to trying to do any type of VR right there. That right there, I mean, I'm telling you, I would spill my beer, I would, knock my dip bottle over any way, shape, fashion, form. There's no way I could run VR, but it works out for some people. Brandon Roberts looks like he's going to take it to the house tonight and try to see if he can work with that VR here this evening.
Race control has already finished up the drivers' meeting. The main focus for many of the drivers tonight, have a solid run once more. You currently see the rest of the preparations going. Wanted to get a word with Brandon Roberts because he is someone still standing by, but he actually just took his ear heads off, or headphones as they're actually called. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get those words quite yet. As these drivers get prepared, there he is. He's got the ears on. Let's see if we can get a quick word with the driver who was standing by with the VR headset, Brandon Roberts, heart of the pack. Brandon, thumbs ups indeed. How are you feeling about tonight?
Well, I'm more of a short track guy, so mile and a halves aren't my thing. I'd be happy with the top 10, to be honest.
What's it like to be in that VR headset for now?
It's all right. I'm looking to upgrade my GPU here soon and upgrade these. These are the old Rift S's, and they're kind of blurry, but not too bad. I enjoy 3D. It makes me race a lot better, in my opinion.
So you mentioned you're a short track guy. You're starting 22nd in the field. What are your keys to get yourself not 22nd?
Race clean and save my tires. I mean, the track is hot and it's burning them up, and I'm hoping I can play the tire game.
Once you get to the rest of the preparation, we're about to get to the grid. Thank you very much for the time, Brandon.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Brandon Roberts standing on by here. So, Jake, you heard some of the thought process. You see the OK signal. You see that OK signal as well. So, what are your keys about tonight?
Well, I mean, we just talked about it. I mean, the tire temps, or excuse me, the track temps, that's going to be the main thing, honestly, Justin, is just trying to be able to just finesse the truck around here. Obviously, that first 10, 15 laps, maybe even 20 laps, give or take, it's all going to be about the draft. But after that, those speeds and going into these corners, it will put a wear on those tires. So the main key, like Brandon was talking about, save your tires. And also, this place has been known to get a little bit crazy as far as fuel strategy goes, and also trying to make some daring moves at certain points, folks. I'm telling you, this place, it is wide. You can go 3 and sometimes even 4 wide going in the corners. You're probably going to see it on a couple of these restarts tonight. So your 2 keys really is tire wear. Save your tires. And the second one, how lucky are you? That is the 2 keys right there, is how lucky are you and your tires.
Let's find out who got solid hands, though, to start off their card decks. In terms of your running order here tonight, Seth Reed led the way in final practice, but it was Jason Maines who qualified on the pole tonight. The difference, about 3/1000ths of a second over Scott Crump. Seth Reed will start in row number 2 of the 81 machine. Will start alongside a fellow split 1 driver. That's Colin Weatherholt on the outside of the 20. Then you start things off with the following row. It's Bo Tiffany in the 5th position with the red banner. Matthew Monar will start in 6th spot. Michael Lark starts in 7th in the 2 machine. Alongside him, Justin Rhino, series admin, with the Taco John's look tonight. Jackson Wade, he's got his suit ready to go in the K1 speed machine. He looks to see if he's dapper enough to get the victory lane alongside Matthew Dua, your top 10.
Then Luke Smith's going to start in the 11th spot. Randall Nichols is going to start in P number 12. Nazareth's own Brian Johnson in the number 38 is going to roll off P13. Kyle Army is going to roll off P14. But Travis Hoffler will start in P15 with Drew Ballesteros starting in P16. Lane Doyle, to see if he can try to rebound from last week at Daytona. He's going to start in P17 with Lake Mills starting P18. Matthew Robinson will start P19, and Brady Powers in the number 7, looking like a killer bait scheme in that number 7. He's going to roll off P20.
Split 2 driver Bryce Medley's his teammate starts off next. Then it's the Split 3 driver Brendan Roberts back in 22nd. Few Split 3 drivers in the next row. Chuck Corcoran, who starts off in the 43 Corcoran, should say. Then it's Aaron Van Rout back in 24th. Split 2 drivers Jordan Baroub alongside Brendan Parker on some of the final qualifiers. Then following row, Jared Mogart way deep in the field alongside Jared Hayes on debut. Not the greatest of qualifying runs. 4 other drivers set times in the 32-second bracket. They include John Lewis and Dean Gagliano. The rest of the field on screen includes Joshua Suss, Steve Bocock. Both the Larsons did not set qualifying times. Cole Larson to start on pit road, and that is your field. 135 laps on the docket, the field ready to go. It's an army of Split 1 drivers set to start things off in the first 2 rows. Barney with the green in hand. Green flag is out. We're underway from Sim City.
Here we go. Jason Maines, he is down on the bottom. Seth Reed already looking like it was at Daytona last week. Seth Reed trying to give the shove to Jason Maines up top. Scott Crump, he's got Colin Weatherholt right behind him, but Jason Maines starts to pull out, and he's going to pull Seth Reed right with him. Now Reed, he's going to jump up in front of Crump. Maines tries to pull the block, but Maines leads him going into turn 3 for the first time.
Already that draft effect coming into play for many of these drivers trying to get the light drafting lines. First lap led this time around. Jason Maines leads them around. However, there was trouble at the back of the field that did not bring out a caution, surprisingly. Jared Mogart and a few drivers stacked up. We stayed green, however, despite 3 drivers in the 30s spinning it out. Reed to the lead already. Meanwhile, on the back straightaway down Vanilla Straight.
Reed's going to try to work this top side, but down on the bottom, Maines trying to see if he can hook it right down there where my stake is. Bobby Joe, where is my stake at? Here comes Seth Reed. He's got the lead. He's going to put Maines back in second right behind him. They are in a side-by-side battle. Matthew Molnar trying to get up here with Bo Tiffany as now they start to single file out. But outside the top 10, it is 2 and 3 wide back there, Justin, as they work off 2.
Alrighty, surprisingly, a lot of single file, but here's the thing about this racetrack. You gotta get the lanes right. One of the main things throughout the night in the heart of this pack, keeping the bottom of the racetrack, especially in the first 15 laps, then the second line's expected to get into play, then the bottom again. If you lose the bottom early, it could be trouble for track position.
Well, but the main thing, Justin, is watch them going into turn 1 right here. There is a huge bump right about right there where Colin Weatherholt was. That truck will absolutely bottom out, and it'll slam down into the asphalt. So you're going to see a lot of guys, obviously, right here at the start, pulling that draft, pulling the momentum, trying to stay lined up and try to get around as fast as they possibly can. But later on in this race, you're going to see people start to migrate. Some guys starting to jump up, just like Matthew Molnar. He's trying to jump up to the outside of Weatherholt, see if they can battle it out for that top 5 spot. But you will start to see this track starting to widen out more and more and more. You'll see them all the way up there in the Kyle Larson line. Yes, the Kyle Larson number 5 line, all the way around on the outside later on in this race.
Keeping an eye on some of these drivers, though, as they continue to try and get to the white line in the early going. First try in the middle line, you see in the heart of the pack, keeping an eye on things. From Colin Weatherholt's viewpoint, that's Matthew Molnar. He's trying to get that second line to build a bit of rubber here. That track temperature, it's now up to a possible iRacing record. The previous record for major events is 151. We're at 147 in the first 6 laps.
Ooh, boy, I need that steak now, because I'm telling you, it's probably going to end up getting burned. I'm telling you, that is straight up hot. And honestly, Justin, it's only going to get hotter. Really, we thought it was probably going to stay right about that point. We didn't really think it was going to get hotter. But guess what? We're not weathermen. We're announcers. So that's the way that we're seeing it now. It's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter, especially with all these trucks out here just putting down some really, really fast lap times, riding on board with Matthew Dula. Dula trying to see if he can ease up here get him a couple of spots. He's already slipped back just a little bit. Not too much, slipped back about 3 spots. A couple of big movers in the field, though. Brady Powers up here trying to battle it out. Right now with Jackson Wade, I believe it is. No, that's Randall Nichols to his outside in the 69. Powers started this race in the 20th. They almost door banged Nichols trying to come down side draft him. But Powers from 20th all the way up to the top 10 right now. He's the biggest mover so far in the field.
See that webcam view, multiple computer desks, but also he is one of the drivers who runs a lot in the fixed series, and he is very solid. Wanda Goods is the team he runs with for a majority of the campaigns, and in official races, they're always very solid on the mile-and-a-half as driver groups. Surprisingly, though, his teammate Bryce Medines has not followed him, is still in the back. Speaking up front, though, Reed continues to lead the way. The top 3 still all Division I drivers, but Tiffany is well and away the top driver in split number 2. Jackson Wade second in that group.
Yeah, I mean, Bo right up here, he's just trying to hold down 4th. I mean, he started in the 5th spot, so very comfortable. Try to keep it up here inside the top 5. Look at some of this battling back here around Powers. Randall Nichols, he was up there. He had that 10th spot. He's wanting to try to get it back. Powers down on the bottom. Nichols up top, right behind him. Blake Mills, he don't know which lane he wants to go in. He went bottom, he went top, then he went back down to the bottom. Now he's going to have Matt Dula. We was riding on board with him a minute ago in the 97. Dula down on the inside. Mills stuck up top. As now we're sitting a little bit of 2 wide up here. Bo Tiffany, he's going to ease it down to the inside of Scott Crump. We got a battle for 3rd going into 4th.
See that up the road, Matthew Dula watching a battle himself in front, starting to get a little bit antsy, it seems, some of these drivers. Already 10 laps in. So far, so solid. The fall-off rate, for those curious, half a second, in fact, nearly a full second. This is around that time that normally you start to see the second line be preferred compared to just the single file inside. Looks like it's side by side for 3rd again. This time it's Tiffany to the door and Crump.
Woo! Boy, that was some door banging right there going into 3, but Bo trying to keep it down on the bottom, and Crump trying to pitch it to make contact. Tiffany almost went down into the grass. Hell of a save by the 35, but he's going to have to try to get back up to speed. Everybody going around him. Michael Lawrence, he's going to get by him. Johnson's going to go by him. Randall Nichols to his outside. Holy hell, Bo Tiffany almost went through a ride right through the infield here at Las Vegas, but he made contact with Scott Crump, but they keep it straight, and now Tiffany's going to fight hard to try to get back up here and get back to the top 5.
So just like that, it's Jackson Wade, the top runner of split 2. Mills, the top runner in split 3. Up front, take a look from Scott Crump, though. He's already had to fend off one driver, Matthew Monar, last time trying to peak. This time he's got the blue lights in full effect, like the sponsorship. There's a lot of drivers building momentum coming off of turn 2, though. They're starting to get the diamond line down.
Absolutely. I mean, and there you go. That was the strobe man from last week. Scott Crump obviously got the deer up there to the right side. Awesome looking buck up there. I talked to Scott about that afterwards. Very nice looking buck. But we ain't worried about deer hunting right now. Hunting season's out the door. He's going to have to watch his back door. Here comes Matthew Molnar. Molnar's going to get to the outside. Crump tried to put the block, not able to do it. A little bit of battling back here right behind him. Colin Weatherholt. Where in the world did he go? He gets bypassed by Ryan Johnson. Now Johnson's going to get up here. He's going to try to help out Molnar. Molnar and Crump, they almost doored again. Crump's been trying to get into a lot of people's door tonight, Justin. But Crump down on the bottom. Molnar looks like he's going to be able to get away. But Justin, this is one thing these guys really got to watch out for, and so will we. These guys getting down on the top side, trying to pinch these guys down on the white line. These trucks have a very good tendency to get tight and start moving up the racetrack. So look for guys to try to pinch guys down on that white line. That way they have to get out of the gas, and then that way they can get around them. But those guys on the bottom, they may not lift. They might just drive straight up the hill, and then we may end up having a hell of a wreck.
Meanwhile, Randall Nichols getting a touch bit of a scare. You talk about being up on the wheel. He is way up on the wheel. That's Jackson Wade at the technical blip. Randall Nichols trying to support his favorite baseball team. From what I've heard, the Texas Rangers are not having the greatest starts this year.
No, I mean, and I'm obviously, I mean, Justin, you know as well as I do, I am a baseball fan. I'm not a big Texas Rangers fan, but I am an Atlanta Braves fan through and through, homegrown pretty much. But, I mean, Atlanta's been looking pretty good so far. Texas Rangers, not the season that they want, but hey, opening day just started, what, about a week ago? We still got plenty of time. I'm sure Randall and the Texas Rangers, they'll be able to get something going by October.
Yeah, we'll see how things play out, especially with some of the division battles. But baseball's not on the mind. After all, there's a lot of baseball to go. Justin Rideout has a long way to get back to where he started. He's dropped a lot of spots. 17th position. He is going way the wrong way so far. He is -9. He's your second biggest dropper through the field, outside of Kyle Army, who missed the start. And there goes Randall Nichols into the grass. The 69 through the infield.
Yeah, Randall Nichols, he's going to go through there and try to go ahead and mow a little bit of the grass if it had already got mowed. And right there, from what it looked like right there, his race pretty much just went downhill like the Texas Rangers has been earlier this year. But, I mean, wow, he's able to keep it safe. There you see Corcoran, who won Daytona last week in the number 43, so Nichols is going to be up there with him. But there you see Colin Weatherholt. But how about Seth Reed? Reed's actually starting to open up this gap, Justin. This is what I was talking about earlier. A lot of people talk about this as momentum base, like we were talking about. You would get to that point, except now we're about at that lap 20 mark. Now it's going to come into the saving tire portion, which is probably what Justin Rideout's doing way back there around the 16th, 17th spot. But Reed, he's been up front. He's not been in that dirty air. He's not had to worry about the draft or anything like that. Reed's been up front. He's got clean air, and he's making it work right now. As there you see it right there. He's damn near getting about 1/10 a second, maybe even 2/10 a lap over Jason Maines right now. But look at all this. I mean, look at the traffic back here with all this battling back here.
You know who's doing a really good job? Jared Mogart. Here's the thing. He was in the back of the field to start, made contact after several drivers spun. We talked about that verbally. So basically, he was back 10 seconds from the start of the field. He's gained, what, 5-6 seconds back since? He is the fastest truck on the track.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a fantastic job. I mean, Jared Mogart to 0-0 right now. Actually, he's in a 3-wide predicament right now, and he's going to get loose on the bottom. Whoa, hell of a save. Now Luke Smith's going to be up on his top side. But Mogart, I mean, he started 27, and he's all the way up to 15th right now. So, I mean, that is some serious moving through the field, especially for as far back as he was, Justin. Jared Mogart looking pretty good in that 0-0. How about Lane Doyle? He needs a good run. He did not have such a good run last week at Daytona when we saw all kinds of chaos happen last week. So Lane up here trying to get himself inside that top 10, trying to see if he can hold off Lawrence and maybe get up there with Brandon Powers. Maybe not. Doyle now, he's going to go for a ride through the grass. He is sideways. No caution on the speedway, but Lane Doyle, for the second week in a row, having some problems, but he's going to get it straightened back out. No caution on the racetrack, though.
And once again, it goes back to the point. Sometimes trucks being made with love can be helpful, but race trucks, a lot of people just follow the little bracketed advice from his hood. Now move. Unfortunately, you have to move if you want to make your way forward. Speaking of making their way forward, Reed is breaking away from the draft. Here's a look for the heart of the pack still. This is Matthew Robinson. It's one of the drivers trying to catch up to the rest of split 2. He's 5th in that class so far. Right now, he needs to gain about 2 seconds or so at least to get up to Jackson Wade and company.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make what he can work up there. I mean, Justin Rideout and Michael Lawrence right here in front of him. And, I mean, Matthew Robinson up here as well. I mean, he's trying to get up here. Mogart way up on the top side, almost ended up slapping the fence coming off in turn 4. But Robinson trying to get up here. That's one thing about this right here. Like we was talking about, Justin, this particular series, it's way different than anything that we see on the sim, because you're not necessarily trying to run up there and try to catch Seth Reed. Would you love to catch Seth Reed? Absolutely. You would love to get up there and take the official win of the race, I guess you could say. But how about this back here? Look at 4 wide back here with Rideout and Large. But Mogart going to be up top now. They're actually going to make a little contact. Wow. Hard racing up here, Rideout. Now he's going to go back even farther than where he was But Matthew Robinson, he's going to get a spot right there. He's trying to get closer up there to Jackson Wade.
Justin Rhino continuing to slip and slide, to say the very least. But we're expecting pit stops pretty soon. Remember, we talked about the window up to 51 laps if you really aggressively save. Most people, when they go racing in the trucks, especially in the open side, Jake, most people go around 45, 46, 48 laps the very max with how it's near full throttle around this racetrack. In most cases. Now, it's a matter of how do you break the strategy down? How do you go and pit? As simple as it may sound, just a couple laps difference can be the difference of 5-10 spots in the end of this race.
Well, I mean, that's why they say Las Vegas is it's a make or break you town, honestly, Justin. That's what's going to really be the key right here. I mean, we could sit here and throw up an idea of what we think would be the best option. But there you see Brandon Roberts back there in 25th. But, I mean, honestly, Justin, I really ain't got that idea because, honestly, I've never been that lucky at a casino, so I can't really make a comment on what I would think. I mean, you could probably run it out and then run it out again and then be able to try to go, or you could try to split it up certain ways. I mean, you're just going to see a crazy deal of just different drivers doing different things right here. I mean, like I said, make you or break you town. This is a make or break you race right here for some of these guys to try to get out here and get a good finish. So only time will tell on the strategy.
For second spot, Jason Maines, the father of NASCAR driver Garrett Maines, inside, outside still for Monar. Looks like that outside line's enough to get the pole. There it is. Jason Maines just said to the radio, go ahead, it's yours. Matthew Monar quicker than Jason Maines at this point of the run. 1.5 seconds back in the leader.
Yeah, but now this is the main thing. You see Molnar now, he's actually going to have a little bit of clean air. And that's exactly what he was trying to get up there and get a hold of. Obviously, Maines, he's slipping back a little bit. So Molnar, he's going to try to get some clean air, try to run up here and get a hold of Seth Reed. There you see Jared Mogard trying it way up here on that top side. I was talking about it, Justin. Going to try to run the Larson line or the Kyle Strickler line, the high side tickler Kyle Strickler line, and he's going to make it work. Right up here with Luke Smith in the 39. Mogard trying to ease up here and get himself into the top 10, which is where he was earlier. 27th to the top 10. Mogard gets around Smith. Now he's inside the top 10.
That makes 9 of your top 10 drivers part of split one for the championship. Here's Seth Reed. He has been knockout quick this entire run. He's the quickest out of everybody on the long run so far. In fact, the Silverback Tax Solutions machine has been near untouchable on this long run.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't beat this right here. I mean, Seth Reed, obviously, he's done a lot of practice, I would say, out here. I mean, obviously, started third down on an inside lane, which is where you really want to be right here on these restarts. He was able to get a good restart, be able to snatch the lead very, very early on. Go ahead and take it and being able to set sail. But Monar back here, obviously, he's got in some clean air. He's got around Maines. So Monar actually running very, very consistent lap times. He ran a 33.9 last time to Seth Reed's 33.9. So they're mirroring lap times right now. But the only thing about it, you know, I mean, he's not catching him, but he's not, you know, Reed's not getting away. So I guess that's better than Reed actually pulling away, so to speak. But Monar trying to get up here. There you see, I mean, he's really starting to open up that gap, especially right there over Jason Maines.
Brandon Roberts has opened the pit window, interesting enough. He is the first by a mile to come into pit road. Everybody else is still on track. Here's the look at the tail of the lead lap, though. Steve Bocock was amongst those drivers who did not get a clean start because of what happened in the get-go. The Navy machine from split 3 is very quickly potentially at risk of being lapped by the end of the pit stop cycle.
Yeah, we'll see exactly where Bocock wants to go. And one thing about this, honestly, Justin, we saw this last week at Daytona with, you know, guys trying to get around lap traffic. We saw a lot of crazy things happen. Saw some wrecks happen at that particular point in time, but that's when everybody was 2 and 3 wide drafting and trying to get around lap traffic at the same time. So, I mean, I don't think we'll see anything that crazy here this evening, especially with Bocock or any of the other lap trucks. But I mean, we'll see which lane Bocock wants to do. I mean, does he want to run on the bottom? He's showing the bottom the whole time, and Reed trying to run down on the bottom as well. So we'll see how that works out. Check out right here, Jackson Wade. Jackson up here, he's still sitting right inside that top 10. Matthew Robinson talked about him a while ago. He still hasn't reeled in Wade. But guess who passed him? You guessed it, 00. Jared Mogard. And Mogard, he's trying to go for more. He's trying to get up here and battle with Brady Powers. Almost took him out in the left rear. But wow, Mogard tries to save it off of 4. All this happening right there in front of Jackson Wade.
This is the split 2 lead, mind you, that he's dealing with. Luke Smith is a battle for class position and for the top spot in the class. He's gone back to defending high side. Luke Smith's been trying to cross him up for the past couple laps with this. Mogard's now lost his tires. This could back things up, to say the very least, amongst all of them without the racing. All to the top, keep an eye on that 39. He's been quicker.
Yeah, I mean, it really has. You'll see what happens right here. Luke Smith trying to go down to the bottom. And what's interesting right here is you got Mogard. He's really blocking Lake Mills right here, or excuse me, Jackson Wade. I mean, he's blocking him big time right now, and that's actually going to hurt him. Jackson going down to the bottom. Luke Smith tried to go up to the top side, and now Smith going to be able to get the draft off of Mogard. So now Luke Smith in the 39, he's going to get around Jackson Wade. And you know Jackson's got to be just a little bit ticked off right now at Mogard, because Mogard holding both of these guys up. He talked about it. Mogard burned his stuff up. Now Wade and Smith, they're trying to run for their respective split and leading that. And now Jackson, he's going to have to jump back. Now he's going to have to try to see if he can find a way to maybe try to use Mogard as a peg. That way he can get around Luke Smith.
Garrett Hayes has also just ducked down to the pit lane, by the way. However, he's been in the box for a lengthy time with significant left front damage. Window is open. Pretty soon, expect the dive to pit road for some. Reed has seen his gap reduced down to 0.8 seconds. It stops within 10 laps or so, but Monar all of a sudden is starting to knock down the deficit compared to what we're seeing for the 81 machine.
Wow, this is going to get good right here, folks. I'm telling you, Molnar is starting to reel him in. I wasn't even paying attention because there was just so much hard racing back there. Molnar trying to catch us napping, I guess, up here in the booth. And he's really starting to put it down. I mean, Reed, he's actually backed off his lap times by about a 10th. So Molnar actually a 10th faster than him. And he's just reeling him in, just starting to close him in right here. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this works out. Yep, knocked a complete 10th off of it right there. So Matthew Molnar, I'd say right here in the next couple laps, if they don't go in and make a pit stop, I got a feeling Molnar's going to end up catching Reed. There you see Brady Powers back here in the 7. He's trying to get around Dula. Matt Dula up here to get that 7th spot. Powers, he started 20th. He's all the way up here to 8th. He's trying to get around Matt Dula, but Dula going to be able to shut the door on him. And now Luke Smith and Jackson Wade, both of them has got around Jared Mogard. So now Mogard getting some battling from some guys behind him. But the main thing about it, Jackson Wade, Luke Smith, they're going to be battling it out for their respective split.
For the race lead, Monar has closed up the gap entirely all of a sudden. Reed gained half a second nearly the past lap and a half. Monar is on the doorstep. Can Monar take the lead right before the pit stop window? Traffic just a few car lengths ahead. Reed is way up the track. Monar is able to cut a little bit better. Looks like that difference in spread is also bringing Maines back in the conversation too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens right here, and obviously they are catching up to that lap truck, which is Steve Bocock. Seth Reed, who's looked like he's pretty much unstoppable here this evening. Now he's going to have to deal with Matthew Molnar, and not to mention Jason Maines, not too far back, about 7 to 8 tenths back. But now, here comes Molnar. Down on the bottom, Seth Reed up on the top side. Molnar going for the lead off of turn 4.
Try to use the bottom of the racetrack. That hasn't worked at this part of the run. Back to single file amongst them. Of note, expecting lots more stops soon for scheduled service. We are now just about at that point. Trouble back straightaway. Cole Larson has just hit the wall as well. We continue to stay green, but these drivers are at the edge of the tire limit. we might see a driver pop a tire with some of these drivers right now.
Yeah, it's a very good possibility. I mean, Justin, we was talking about how tight they are. Cole just slammed the wall just again. Cole trying to hold on for every bit that he can. Not to mention Bocock starting to run him down, and the leaders is there. You see the battling. Reed's been able to put every bit that he can in that number 81 to try to keep that 29 right behind him. Here's the problem. Look no further. Number 12, Jason Main starting to close in on this. And don't look now. Right behind him, Ryan Johnson back there started 13th very, very quietly. He's worked himself up here into the top 5, Justin. He may end up starting to reel these guys in and make it a 4-horse race. But here comes Monar down on the bottom.
Still can't get the run he looks for yet again. Back to single file on stop. No signals out the ends of the window, but the caution doesn't matter. First pit stop to the race will be under caution. Jared Mogart had just entered the cones. And we're under yellow. Not sure who brought up the yellow, but the only driver slow, believe, was the 00. The 77 of Brendan Parker does have a meatball flag, though. So, a lot of question marks.
Yeah, there is a lot of question marks that I'm trying to figure out myself right here, trying to figure out exactly what has happened right here. I mean, Brandon Barker, I mean, didn't really look like, I mean, from what I was seeing, I was suggesting didn't look like that 77 done anything crazy, but Mogart got nailed. Mogart got nailed in the back end when he went to go into the pits, and I believe that may have been the caution. You'll see it right here. I mean, he literally looked like a dirt late model when he gets nailed right here. Bam! Just slammed him right in the right rear, jacked it sideways, and Edmonds threw the caution for it.
He had no hand out the window, and because of his slide on the racetrack, that triggered the caution. That was Bryce Meddings on the contact, and now meatball flags flying. Cole Larson, you mentioned him popping the wall. He's picked up a meatball flag. Brendan Barker, he's got a meat. I think some of these drivers had just blown their tires and don't realize it yet.
Well, I mean, that was something we was talking about, Justin. I mean, you got the temperature out here. The way it is, it's already getting closer to that record, baby. 149. 149. I'm telling you right now, my steak's already burnt, so I'm already done with it. So, Bobby Joe, you owe me some money for my steak. But 149 degrees, that is getting very close to that record. And just like you said, those meatball flags, they will pop up, especially if you end up blowing a tire. I would love to see some of the I guess you could say some of the info for some of these guys' tires like Cole Larson and some of these other guys like Brent Barker. I would love to see the info on all that.
So, cause of caution, the 00, race off the lane, Seth Reed, Matthew Monar, Ryan Johnson, Jason Maines. So everyone gets themselves some fresh Goodyear Eagles. We'll take a break. When we come back, more action in Rolling Thunder. You're watching Podium Esports from iRacing's virtual Las Vegas, Nevada.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to iRacing Virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Justin Prince, Jacob Reitz with you. Ryan Bauer producing here on Buddy Me Sports. First caution flag comes out for Jared Mogard, mapping contact into the pit road, and that triggers the caution with him having the slide. He was the cause of caution. However, 3 different drivers, we were just talking about this, Jake, blew their tires at the time of the caution flag. In other words, the yellow flag may have just saved several people's races.
Well, I mean, whatever the place, to get lucky. Honestly, Justin, I mean, that worked out in their favor. I know we was talking about Cole Larson. We was also talking about Brent Barker. Both of those guys ended up having those meatball flags, obviously blowing tires. Obviously, I would think it would be a right front tire that they blew, because, I mean, we saw a lot of that, with guys actually starting to slide up the hill. We even saw Mogard trying to run the top side. Top side, obviously, you can get some speed when you got some old tires, but it's the same thing. With the more speed that you're going to have, you're going to end up burning more tires. So that's why probably Mogard probably tried to duck down. He got lucky. I mean, Cole and Brenton, I'm sure they're probably going to be sending Mr. Mogard a Christmas card for thanking him big time, because they was fixing to have to make a green flag pit stop, and it was probably going to end up screwing them up big time, because they were fixing to go a lap down. So all that really changes, but hey, they got lucky. They'll take it.
Now the strategy simplified. It's a one-stopper to make it to the end on gas and tires. The field just about ready to go. Right now, 32 drivers in the lead lap, a couple waiver rounds, and our last second pit stops for Jordan Baruch, Kyle Army, and a couple more. But up front, it's Seth Reed continuing to command the front of the pack. He's been looking very strong throughout most of the long run so far. Fisher's Velocity Machine in control. 147, still your track temp. Green flag is out. Matthew Monar doesn't get the launch he's looking for. The Archer Racing Machine able to get to the inside, however, in front of Johnson and Maines.
Yeah, he jumped down and basically chopped off Ryan Johnson's nose right there. But Matthew Monar, we saw him earlier, Justin, starting to make his way up through there. Got around Jason Maines, got around Scott Crump, got around Colin Weatherholt. Now he's up here in that second spot. He's going to try to take a shot at Reed, but here comes the 12. Jason Maines going down to the inside. He's going to try to get around him, and Scott Crump right behind him off of 4.
Still side by side for the second position. Jason Maines still trying to keep that low side moving in quickly. It's still that preferred groove for the short run after all. Shortest distance around, the better way around. And quickly, the 29 paying the price for not getting that block off to the bottom. Scott Crump also taking advantage of the 300 Motorsports truck.
Yeah, I mean, what I think Monar might want to do is go ahead and let Crump go. Jump down in. He's got a pretty good hole, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Jump down right in front of Ryan Johnson. So Monar restarted on the outside of the front row. He's going to go all the way back to 4th. Johnson now, he's up here in 5th. Weatherholt up to 6th. Matt Dula up here, he's in a side-by-side battle not too far back. Chris Brady Powers back here trying to get him some. Also Luke Smith up here as well. And Drew Ballesteros, that is the top 10 right now. But for the moment, the side-by-side battle, first side-by-side battle, Colin Weatherholt and Matt Dula, as Dula tried to pitch him down on the white line, and Dula's going to get around on the outside.
How about that? A little bit early in the run to see the outside work, but Matt Dula making that work. Now, keep in mind, him and his teammates looking very strong. Your best running team, for those curious so far, seems to be the contingency of After Dark Racing. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, Randall Nichols, Matt Dua are all amongst those inside the top 11. So far, teamwork making that team's dreams continue to work here in Vegas.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that I was mentioning, honestly, excuse me, earlier, Justin, with Ryan Johnson, Matt Dula. Shout out to the Nazareth guys. Both of those guys running the Nazareth Xfinity Series, SimRacerHub.com Xfinity Series. Both of them up here running 5th and 6th respectively, trying to work together. And honestly, right in front of some seriously top dogs right now with Colin Weatherholt and Brady Powers. He was the one that was on the bottom, and Johnson actually chopped down and tried to get around him, used the outside to get around him. But now Powers, he's trying to work this top side. It's not working. He's going to have to take a shot. He's now going to go to the top side, try to get around Dula for that 6th spot.
Brady Powers uses the power of the outside groove to make it look pretty easy. Another pass amongst the Division I drivers up. No Jackson Wade back to the top 10 at split 2. The thing is, if you go back to the 96, it's a hornet's nest. Right now, it's a little bit more calmer for Powers, but it's been 2x2, 3 wide a couple times over, in fact, because some of these drivers are battling for class leads. Many others are some of your recovery drivers, such as Rideout.
Absolutely, and you just mentioned one of the class leads, that being Luke Smith up here sitting in the 9th spot. He's got Jackson Wade right behind him. Lake Mills back here, he's looking pretty good. Looks like he's going to be able to hold on to his split for right now, but he's going to try to get a little more. He's going to ease up to the top side. He's going to get around Jackson Wade. Wade getting loose on the bottom. Mills trying to work the top side. He may end up trying to get a twofer if he can get to Luke Smith, but to no avail. Jackson Wade's going to stay down on the bottom, and this is not what Jackson wants. He doesn't want Mills to be up here in the middle of this battle between him and Luke Smith. Obviously, both of them going for the same split. Wow! Big time slide right there by Jackson Wade. Looked like that may have been Bo Tiffany that slipped back just a little bit. Hard racing. You talked about it, Justin. A hornet's nest back here around the 10th to 15th, 16th area.
Lake Mills now your Division III split 3 leader with how things have gone, but that battle is on for split 2. Back to Smith on the inside, watching it lawn from Bryce Meddings. He too's now in the conversation. He was a part of the caution earlier, but now he looks to change that tide. Jackson Wade, new split 2 leader with the pass, but second, back on the table and fast.
Yeah, it is back on the table big time, and right now, it looks like Meddings trying to see if he can go ahead and raise the bet just a little bit, if you will, Justin. Meddings trying to get up here, get him some of Luke Smith. Smith trying to use the draft. Stay right in behind Jackson Wade. She's checking out Ryan Johnson up here. Johnson trying to see if he can reel in Molnar. He's down right behind him as well. And Jason Maines, he's trying to get around Molnar. He actually is going to get around him, use the top side to get it to work. Molnar goes to the top. Johnson trying to ease down to the bottom side. And don't look now, Brady Powers not too far back from these guys in the number 7. He's got Matt Dula all over his back bumper. Hard racing all over the place, but up front, Scott Crump, he's got the lead by half a second over set 3.
Talked about some of the runs already for drivers. Randall Nichols on the recovery. He's looking to try and get some positions back. He was up as high as 11th early in this run. But we talked about being up on the wheel. He's on top of the wheel.
I'm telling you right now,
Caution.
he's as close to the wheel. Caution.
Trouble back straight away into turn 3. This time it's Dean Gagliano, the 18 machine, going around. A split 3 driver gets spun. Dean Gagliano showed good speed in league competition. He's had damage all night, and now he tangles with a fellow classmate, John Lewis, as he tries to clear himself down the back.
Yeah, I mean, he tried, and John Lewis, he just held his line. Wow, hate it right there for Dean Gagliano. Just go straight up into the wall head first. Obviously, folks, no fast repairs here with the Rolling Thunder Truck Series, so that's going to be detrimental to Dean Gagliano. Check it out right here from Jordan Berube. Class 2 or Division 2, I guess you could say right here for Berube. Berube right in front of it. Wow. Great move by Berube to get around it. Great move by all the other drivers. Take evasive action. Go down below the white line. Doesn't matter if you go down there and pass somebody. You ain't going to get black flag for it. So good job by everybody behind them to take evasive action. Try to get around them. But we got some pit stops up here at the front.
Oh, this is bold from some drivers here. Scott Crump, the leaders of those who come down to the pit lane, Matt Didoa, Dean Ballesteros, Justin Rideout, and a couple more, electing to use the extra set in the pit lane now. This is a risk because they cannot make it to the end on fuel, first of all, and second, if it comes down to it, depending on the timing of a caution flag, they're going to be stuck on the racetrack without tire set.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're right. I mean, you hit it right on the head right there, Justin. I mean, I would want to try to hold on to that extra set for maybe a green-white checkered finish somewhere in that range. But Scott Crump may be thinking something that we don't know. I mean, I don't understand it. It's like you said, they're going to have to make another pit stop regardless. But Scott may know something we don't know. I mean, I'm not real sure exactly what his mindset is right here. Maybe he's just trying something for later on, but hell of a gamble up here with Scott Crump. But there you see Ryan Johnson. He's going to jump up all the way up to the 4th spot, Justin.
He's standing by. In fact, he's also a part of the VR club. Ryan, you're up in 4th. In fact, your whole team's been doing well so far. What's the atmosphere like with how things have going? Most of your drivers in the top 10.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good team effort so far. We all qualified pretty close too. Yeah, the first run I kind of wanted to see what the truck would do. It had a loose stage, and then it got really tight, and tires were wearing pretty good. And I was really looking forward to the green flag pit stops. But yeah, we're up to 4th. Didn't have a great Q run, but hoping that we can have some more good racing here and file it out and try to find our way to the front.
Tonight, one of the hottest track temperatures you may see on the platform. Not only is it 147 degrees, it's summer conditions here at the track. Low humidity, so mind you, with it being a desert dry, how tricky has it been compared to the official races where it'd be about 40, 50 degrees lower than this right now?
Yeah, the track has a ton less grip than any official race I've ran here. I've been having to get out of the gas, really kind of fight the truck, especially on old tires. So, I mean, it's made it a lot more fun, in my opinion, rather than just, pedal to the metal and try not to burn the right front off. It's been a lot of fun tonight so far.
So right now you're starting amongst the top 4 for the upcoming restart here. What is going to be your plan to get this race lead, because you've been one of the bigger movers up 9?
Probably just try to save my stuff a little more on this run. We got a ways to go. I think we'll probably only need one more pit stop, so we still got a ways to go on this set of tires. So try to save them better than everyone else, and hopefully we can end up at front before pit stops, and hopefully have the lead after the pit stops.
Thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get back to your team.
Thank you.
Ryan Johnson getting ready for the restart outside row 2. 1 to go signal. Green next time by. Reed, Jason Maines, followed by Johnson and Monar. Weatherhold and Powers, Mettings and Mills, Luke Smith and Jackson Wade amongst your top 10. But now the games begin. Fresh tires, 21st on back. This is Vegas. That's a risky gamble even for Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to roll or at least trying to roll a 12 right here. That way they can triple up the best way that they can right here. But it's a gutsy call. And, I mean, you're going to see a lot of that, folks, here this season with the Rolling Thunder Truck Series, because we've heard of some crazy gambles these guys end up making throughout the season. And Scott Crump, from what I've heard, he's one of them guys, he likes to take a couple of gambles. So, hell, why not try to make it in Las Vegas? But here we go, baby. Going for another restart here at baby Las Vegas.
Coming up to lap 64, just about halfway. Seth Reed in control. Green, back underway. A good launch for the 81 once again. Tire spin. Reed moves up to the top to block, and caution under yellow, and it's the back half of the field. Joshua Suss and several more slam in. And just as quickly as we restarted, we're back under yellow.
Yeah, and that was just really a big-time stack up on the bottom side. No, actually it wasn't. It was a stack up on the top side. Guys actually spinning their tires up here on the top side. Joshua Suss, you mentioned it. He ends up spinning his tires. He ends up getting tagged by the 48. 48 sends him around. Matt Dula, hate to see it for him in the 97. He gets caught up in this, as well as Brent Barker, I believe, in the 77. He got in it as well. But, I mean, that was one thing. That was another thing that I was going to talk about, especially right here on these restarts, Justin. With as hot as this track is, and these guys back here, they're on fresh tires. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think there might have been a stack up there at the front that may end up taking Suss to ease off the gas. And then the guys behind him, they just didn't understand the assignment and just tagged right into him. And then after that, all hell ended up breaking loose.
Here's a look from Steve Bocock. 24 machine into the gas, and there's the accordion. And there's the putt through saying, I gotta go.
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. I mean, hell, I mean, you end up hitting them once and you try to get off the gas, you try to get on the gas, and then they slam on the brakes. I mean, you gotta go. And that's exactly what he done. Basically set him straight on into the rest of the wreck. But there you see, I mean, check it out, Justin Rideout. What a place to be on the inside when all that happened on the outside. Honestly, Justin, I've been in that situation numerous times where guys stack up in your lane and then you're basically just along for the ride. You're just praying to God that you don't get collected in it as well. So Justin Rideout, I mean, awesome job by him. I guess lucky, I guess you could say, for him to be down there on that inside lane, try to avoid all that chaos up there on that top side restart.
Already very quickly under the caution flag. So why don't we take the opportunity to talk with 300 Motorsports driver Scott Crump. It's been a while since I've actually spoken personally with him. Hello, Scott. It's been a while.
How's it going?
It's going good. You're amongst those who elected to take tires. We're still 20 laps away from the fuel window to make it to the end. Talk us through the decision to use your spare set of tires right now.
Well, I'm banking on the fact that it should go green here on out, so hopefully that'll happen for us. If not, yeah, we'll be the hero. If not, we'll probably be a 0 at the end of the day. So just banking on whether a caution comes out later in the race.
So we talked already with one driver, Ryan Johnson, about the conditions. He talked about much less grip. What are the conditions like to you?
Definitely hard to pass. You pretty much got to get on the outside of somebody, and definitely it feels like when you try to take it easy, you burn up more right front. So I decided just let it go to the last run, see if I was going to burn more right rear instead of right front, and looking like that was working. So I think that's the way to go.
You have a nice looking truck. Real quickly, talk to us about the blue truck to match the blue banner.
Yeah, well, it's about my sponsor's color, so Blue Egg Marketing. So yeah, for all your marketing needs and advertisements, get with Blue Egg Marketing. Also, Stay Tuned Sports podcast is on here, so you give them a listen whenever you get a chance for all your sporting needs.
I can't tell if you're in the middle of your plug or if you accidentally let go of the talk button. Thank you very much for the time, Scott, though. We're coming up to 1 to go this time.
All right, thank you.
Scott Crump, back to 300 Motorsports he goes. Right now he is in 22nd. He is now amongst those second on the freshest Dean Ballesteros got through in the sequence. So, Seth Reed up at the front of the field still. Drivers still need to make another 15 or so laps. We've got that green light to make it to the end on gas. A little bit of a nervous time for some. You have to feel already one stack up an accordion effect. How does this restart go, Jake?
I mean, that's going to be the key. I mean, obviously, we talked about, tire spin and all these guys right here trying to make sure that they don't spin their tires. I mean, we saw Reed up there at the front. Hell, he spun his tires and he went all the way to the top just to try to see if he could keep the truck straight. Now he's actually going to go up to the top side right here. So he's going to put Matthew Molder down on the bottom side. So it's going to be interesting to see how this restart is. But one thing about that, when you're way back there in the back where we saw that big chaos or all the chaos end up happening, that's one of the crazier parts, I guess you could say, is to be at a part of a restart, really, Justin. With guys up at the front, they may spin their tires, they may have to check up, and then you're back there at the back. That accordion effect, it happens, especially with a hot track temp the way that it is, which, it's right now, it's actually starting to drop just a little bit, 146, still hot. It's still hot as hell right now here in Las Vegas. So that's going to be the key right here for all these guys back here in the back. Is just try to watch all this stack up right here with some of these guys that is on those older tires. Try to make sure they don't spin their tires and try to have a good, clean restart right here.
Cross flags already at the flag stand when they come up to the green flag here. It's Reed and Monar on the front row again. Reed so far has led 60 laps. A dominant truck, can he keep the dominance going? That's the question on his mind. With the green flag waving, underway, a tap from Johnson to go, and a spin of a tires and a crash. Main spun the tires, the rest of the field joins in. 10 drivers involved, at least 6 in the grass are under caution.
I saw it coming. I had a feeling. That's what I was talking about, Justin. You want to try to be careful right here on these restarts. Try not to put down too much power down on the throttle. Jason Maines, he got it down on the throttle. Actually, he tagged Monar in the back end. Then he got tagged by Weatherholt. And then after that, set him straight up under Ryan Johnson. There you see Brady Powers. Powers barely gets through. Lake Mills, hell of a ride by the 93. The whole back end jumped clean off of the racetrack. And then everybody else just piles in down the bottom. So crazy to see that, Justin, that the top side was the one that had to stack up before this. Now the inside lane has to stack up. There is nowhere safe here on these restarts from what we're seeing.
And a wild restart for a second straight restart. Just like that. Cautions, precautions. Here's Jared Mogard's view. 0-0 and chaos.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, take it anywhere you can. I mean, if you got to mow the grass in the infield, go ahead and mow it. Take it any way you can. Mogard, he's had some pretty crazy things happen to him tonight. Think about it, folks. The very first caution, he got tagged in the right rear trying to go down pit road. Wow. I'm telling you, the seas just parted right there for Mogard. Mogard slipped right through it. I mean, that is luck right there in itself. But Mogard, like I talked about, got tagged in the right rear trying to go into the pits. So he's had a crazy night for himself already, and I guarantee you right now that just amped it up just a little bit. But Mogard able to get lucky with the seas parting and just slide right through the hole.
A lot of drivers involved in that incident, including Maines and more. Here is Justin Rideout. He's standing by. Justin Rideout, first things first. What's it like in the heart of the Hornets' nest? You're 22nd, and it's getting wild with these restarts all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's not fun back here. I don't know what these guys are doing, if they're starting in first or second. I don't know what these guys are doing up there. I don't know why the checkups are, because it's hard to get these cars to spin out unless you're in first gear. So these guys will figure it out. As far as me, I'm just hanging back, man. I'm saving my tires. You saw the first run. I came back up through there right before that first yellow caution. I ain't too worried about it, but it's getting a little sketchy back here now, so I need to do something different.
So, you mentioned the something different part so far with the temper starting to build up a little bit on the racetrack. How has it been in terms of handling the track? Because you've had a slide already, at least.
Yeah, the track's fine. If you overdrive it, you'll pay for it. So that was just me overdriving the corner, trying to stay lower than the truck wanted to be. So it caused me to slide out of 4, but not a big deal. The track's not hard. It's just you have to save your tires, and these trucks are pretty tight. So
as they get set for the restart here, now it's the main thought too. What's that conversation like with your teammate Colin Weatherholt? Because he's on old tires in 4th, where a lot of drivers just spun away from.
Yeah, if this thing ever goes back green, these guys up there are gonna pay to the people that have fresh tires, even though they're eight laps older tires than us. But we'll see. I think these cautions are kind of helping them out right now. So they're definitely gonna be slower than the people with the new tires, but we shall see as the laps start to count down, and I go from there.
On the bright side, your truck is covered in tacos. That's the bright side.
Yes, and I'm very hungry right now.
All right, we'll let you figure out that solution. Thank you very much for the time, Justin.
Thank you, guys.
Justin Rideout, hungry for positions at the very least. He can't fix the hunger part until he's out of the truck. Then he can figure out the taco situation. Now, 64 laps to go when we get to the stripe. 2 times now, tire spin and accordion effects have been huge here, Jake. So, let's try this a 3rd time, Jake, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, usually 3rd time is a charm, so we'll see how that works out for some of these guys. And obviously, Justin, he talked about it a second ago, obviously, may have a little bit of beef about how everything's going on. So hopefully everybody gets it cleared up for Justin's sake, to everybody get it cleaned up and everything else. Yeah, I mean, the taco deal, man, I'm telling you, I would really go for some Taco Bell right now, Justin, after just seeing that right there. Some Las Palmas up here in North Georgia, but there you see everybody right there. Looks like everybody's looks like everybody's kind of calm right now from everything. Obviously, Justin Rideout, the second one up there. Obviously, he's a little beefed up on how some of these restarts are going, but looks like we're getting ready for a restart. Hopefully, they can keep it clean. Third time's a charm right here, Justin.
Seth Reed again choosing the top side. Monar on the inside line. Jason Maines amongst those who just ducked down for more repairs before this restart. Damaged vehicle totals are starting to grow. Now, see how this now goes with the fresh tires. As high as 15, Travis Humpler is now the highest of those on fresh rubber. Dean Ballesteros, once those who topped off a little bit last caution flag, he kept his set of tires now, it appears, per the data. About to get it back underway with Seth Reed in control from the outside groove. Molinar to the inside. Green flag is out. And this time a slow start inside. No tire spin. No crashes. We're good to go. Weatherhold to second. Side by side for third.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to get interesting down here as Brady Powers. He's going to see if he can take it all the way from about the fourth spot, see if he can grab him another one. Matthew Molnar, he's up on the top side. How about Lake Mills? We saw him get tagged in the back end that last caution. Here he is. Looks like he got everything lined up. Here we go. Meddings down on the bottom. He took a shot at Powers, but Powers trying to hold on to the bottom side as Reed's trying to get away, and he's got Colin Weatherhold right in his tire tracks.
It's the highest Weatherhold's been. He started up towards the front, mind you. He hasn't been in the top 5 too much today in those conversations for the lead. Looking to change that point right here. The top 2 are gone. Third on back continue to just side draft each other and hold each other back from this fight.
Yeah, I mean, Molnar, he's really holding the top side pretty good. Powers slides up, almost gets into the left rear. Powers trying to keep it down as low as he can. Meddings got loose and sideways, all but get out right behind Powers. And check it out, Bo Tiffany, how about that 35? He's back up here in the battle as well. Lake Mills and Michael Lawrence up here trying to help out as well. But Colin Weatherhold still trying to run down Seth Reed as this battle still continues for the third spot with Molnar and Powers. Powers comes in, he almost tagged him in the left rear. Wow, Powers is really wanting to get up here and get this third spot. But now he's got to back off, and Molnar going to start to get away.
Taking a look though, you see Randall's amongst those on the fresher tires. He's trying to find a place to go here. Absolute madness. He hit a few moments ago during the last caution flag. 3 wide middle. With how it's poking out, a lot of 3 wide back there still. Danger, danger, danger is all that goes to the mind when you see all this play out.
Yeah, I mean, it is big time bad up here, and right in the middle of it is Matthew Robinson stuck in the middle, gonna come down, almost tags Ballesteros up on the top side. You got Brett Barker still 3 wide as they work their way into 1, but Robinson gonna be able to get clear of Ballesteros. Now he's gonna try to work it down here and try to get around Luke Smith, coming out of absolutely nowhere. Lane Dole, how about this? Lane Dole trying to ease up here, get himself inside the top 15. Some of the hardest and cleanest racing so far back here in the back that I have seen in a long time here at Las Vegas. Lane Dole trying to work the top side and trying to get around Matthew Robinson. All this going on right outside the top 15 as now they start to single file out for about the first 6.
Of note, we've just had an incident towards the back. Some of your front runners early who were involved in that tire spin situation, they went 4 wide, Jay, is the intel we're receiving into turn 1. That never goes well. Jason Maines, Jackson Wade, and more. Wow.
Woo! I'm telling you, that right there is a slide. I hate to see it for Jackson Wade, Jason Maines up there as well, and no caution. I think the admins might have had enough off of some of those restarts that we have. But look at it, 4 wide. Maines took it down on the bottom. Jackson Wade, an innocent bystander, he goes straight up into the fence. The Maine got tagged to the left rear when it was all said and done. Hate to see that, but here we go. Got a little bit of battling up here. Weatherhold trying to hold off Molnar, and Powers back here as Meddings has got himself up here in this as well.
Now the court will clarify race control did have one driver mention, where was the caution? There was one thing race control confirmed. iRacing cautions only tonight, so that is a major thing to consider the rest of the season. So no manual cautions, at least the current rule set point. Tire strategies, though, starting to majorly come into play because Matthew Dola is the first of those to get through on fresh tires. Scott Crump is the second. Here comes the battle for the race lead. Dola wants that spot. Likely could get it this lap, but he's got to block some lanes to at least hold back Crump. Into the wall goes the 97. Here comes Crump for the race lead. Matthew Dola uses the old tires of Reed and some bucks. Scott Crump forced to shuffle back to net second.
Yeah, and he's going to see if he can try to follow him, but Reed may end up trying to jump up and make the block. He's not going to be able to do it. Scott Crump in the 11, going to try to follow Matt Dola. Check him out. Looking like he's got the redneck style, just like me. Matt Dola trying to take it up at the front. He's going to lead here at Las Vegas. Scott Crump right behind him, but keep in mind, folks, they are on the freshest tires. They're down a set from Seth Reed, Colin Weatherholt, and Matthew Moulder up here. So we're going to see how this actually plays out later on. 54 laps to go. Everybody's still got to make a pit stop. We'll see what happens, but Dola got the lead. Is check it out. Randall Nichols trying to send it, maybe even looking 3 wide with Weatherholt in the middle. He's going to send it. Weatherholt stuck in the middle. Moulder up top, and Randall Nichols. Look at him. He's not as excited as I am, son. He is focused and makes that pass going up into the 3rd spot.
He's got the freshest tire set in terms of pit cycles. The tire set difference 10 laps, including caution laps, fresher than everybody else who's found a way up to the front, except for maybe Matthew Dola. So Nichols has a very good chance here to be able to be amongst the conversation, at least on the cycle, if the cycle works the way they need it to go. Remember, it's almost green light to the end on gas. These other drivers are 38 laps into the runs, including the cautions. Pit stops due within 15 laps.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens right here. There you see Dola. He's got Crump right behind him, looking very, very focused. Randall Nichols, he's trying to reel in Seth Reed now for the 3rd position. I got excited right there with all that 3 wide. I thought Nichols went to 3rd. He ended up going to 4th. Now he's trying to go to 3rd, all the way down the apron. Randall Nichols trying to make the pass. As you see Crump all up in the back bumper of Dola. Now Nichols, he is going to make that pass. So now Randall Nichols in the 69. He's going to take it all the way up to 3rd. Seth Reed, he's going to get kicked back a spot and go back to 4th. Check it out, riding on board with a taco truck. Justin Rideout trying to see if he can ease up here. He's got himself up into the top 10. He's got Mannings and Doyle up here for the split 2. See if he can try to run both of these guys down. And he is absolutely very focused. Check out his keyboard, Justin. He's got the strobe lights on his keyboard. We got strobe lights all over the place here with the Rolling Thunder Truck Series.
I believe they call that RGB, although usually don't turn it on during the race, you know. Because, you know, keyboard lights, caution lights, possible mix-up. Oh, that's well. Nichols is up to 3rd. Let's get to racing because that's the more serious point. Your leader in split 2 is Mettings, mind you, over Justin Rideout. That's about to change too. Strategy difference, big on cycle. Jared Hayes, who's had to fix a lot of damage today, is also starting to make some strides now. Also on some fresher rubber after all that left front damage. It's a near new perfect truck. The 89 we've seen in league races before, doing well here.
Yeah, I mean, and he's doing a pretty good job. Wow, 54 almost came down. Got into Hayes. Hayes going to come up the track. Wow, oh my goodness. Bocock tried to take a shot and tried to get around him. Not able to do it, so Hayes able to cut down and cut that off. But up front, here we go. Randall Nichols, he's trying to go to the bottom. Crump and Dula up on the top side. Nichols going down to the bottom side, going for 2nd over Scott Crump.
This could get a little bit dicey here. Slightly fresher tires once again from the 69. He's been trying to recover from that slide early on in the race. Can he get a slide job? No. So the battle continues. Toyota, Ford amongst your top three. Green light is on for fuel the rest of the way. When does everybody else pit? These drivers can go as far as about 25 laps to go, if not 20.
Yeah, that's going to be the waiting game, honestly, Justin. A lot of these guys maybe trying to wait for maybe a caution to happen, because we've already seen how a caution can really throw a wrench into everything. We saw Mogard tried to go down and make a pit stop earlier, and it ended up causing a caution and not being able to throw the hand out the window. So we'll see how that all plays out. But up front, we'll worry about that here in a second. Here we go. Randall Nichols down to the bottom. Dula up on the top side. No chance. Randall Nichols trying to make the comeback of the century here with the Rolling Thunder Truck Series, but Dula's not going to let him have it. Side by side, door to door down the backstretch for the lead.
Teammates working back and forth after dark racing, controlling things up at the front. Still keeping an eye from the 300 Motorsports truck, Crump. He does have right rear damage now. That could hurt him the rest of the way. But for the time being, at least, he seems okay. Just okay with the quarter panel damage.
Yeah, he looks like he's okay right now. He's riding right behind Dillon, no problem. Seth Reed, he's actually up here as well. But how about Justin Rideout? We talked about him a while ago. He's able to work his way up here. Mind you, like you was talking about, Justin, he is on a completely different strategy than the rest of these guys up here. So Rideout sitting in the 6th spot, about 2 seconds back from Nichols. He's got Monar and Reed up there on those older tires, as well as up there with Crump, all that good stuff. Rideout really starting to make some headway, trying to get up here, win that split 2 here at Vegas. That's what he probably wanted to do last week at Daytona, but he got caught up in so much chaos. We'll see if he can end up making the strategy work and keep that number 8 up there. It's going to be tricky to say. Obviously, pitting already, you know he's got to make another pit stop. We'll see how it works out for Justin Rideout.
Right now, Brady Powers still keeping things solid for the top 8. We checked him in a few times tonight. Wanagoons continuing to have 2 other drivers essentially on a near identical cycle. Bryce Mettings is also on that call with the fresher tires. Speaking of which, he's under attack, in fact, by another driver on a similar call. Lane Doyle still trying to make sure that truck made with love gets some moves going. The truck's taken a lot of hits this season already, but it's surviving. That's the one thing I think he can say.
Yeah, I mean, you're right 100%. It has survived here at Las Vegas. He didn't have the best Daytona. We talked about that earlier, Justin. He did not have the best Daytona that he was really looking for to start off the season. But looking pretty good up there in the 17th spot, up 5 spots from where he started. There you see Justin Rideout still trying to work over Matt Molnar up here for that 5th spot. Crack himself up there. How about Ryan Johnson? Very, very good recovery right here by this number 38 of Ryan Johnson. We saw him get caught up in that chaotic wreck that happened on the inside where all of them end up spinning their tires. And we saw everybody spinning down there on the apron. So fantastic recovery right here by Ryan Johnson to try to jump back up here, get himself back into the mix. Obviously, I do believe that he's on fresh tires as well. But in that situation that he was in, Justin, he was already going to be back there at the back. He had to do something different.
Oh, we got an interesting call. Justin Rideout, he just called on the radio. He wants to pit now. Justin Rideout took tires, and now he's trying to get back on the stride. Down a set. This is to take potentially, very much likely, his final set of the race right here. The window's open. Justin Rideout, despite being on the fresher tires, wants to even it up with those about to peel in. Michael Lark is also in.
Yeah, we'll see how he does on that 50 miles an hour. Got to be very careful. Don't speed here at Las Vegas. Try to get lucky. Get the money stop, the last stop. Get you 4 fresh tires and send it back out there. Obviously, he's going to be way faster than some of these other guys. There you see Molnar. Molnar looking like he's going. Reed's going too. Both of them trying to jam through the gears and slow it down. Weatherholt right behind them, as well as Lane Doyle back there in the back. A lot of guys starting to come in right after Justin Rideout. I think he ended up busting down the door for guys to go in there and make pit stops. We're seeing a lot of them right now.
Some of the more safer pit entries we've seen so far in the series so far. No major speeding penalties. No cutoff yet from Randall Nichols. Looks like he is very much committed to try and go as long as possible. He just got the caution he needed. Caution flag is out, and this mixes up the field again. It's turn 3. Jordan Barub and many more going around. Steve Bogark also moving away from the scene. We're back under caution. It's those two who braided out 13th and 14th with 38 to go.
Yeah, that right there may have just screwed Justin Wright out a little bit, because obviously he's going to end up having to take a waiver down unless he might have got lucky with a lucky dog. Oh, wow. That's tough right there. I mean, honestly, actually, yeah, that's going to be a tough one right there, because Berube looks like he comes up the track right here. Bam, just comes right up, gets into Bogark, sends him up the track. A couple of guys able to sneak by. Brent Barker, hate to see it for him. I mean, he's had a night that he just straight up wants to forget in that 77. Brent Barker gets caught up in this right here once again, but you'll see the run that he had. Check it out, riding on board with Brent Barker. I mean, it's tough right there, because it looked like Berube kind of come up the track and straight up hooked him from what it looked like, Justin. I mean, I don't know any other way to call that right there, but I mean, it looked like, I don't know if he was trying to side draft, but you don't necessarily side draft going into a corner. So I think he just comes up and left rear hooks. Yeah. I mean,
there was a technical blip right before that. Also, John Lewis was lap truck right around that at the time. It got very chaotic very quickly, but that flips the script again. Lane Doyle did not keep the lead lap. He lost a lap. Seth Reed did not get to keep his lead lap either. He came into the pits. A lot of your contenders just got shuffled to the back, and there is the pit stopping on the 81 on the track. Seth Reed has to let drivers go.
Oh man, that is rough right there. You hate to see that right there, especially for Seth Reed, who's been up here at the front, battling it out for the win for damn near the whole race, honestly, Justin. We've seen him up here at the front. He was looking good, looked like he was going to be able to get himself a good top 5 finish. Don't know if he was going to be able to win split 1 right here or not, but still, I mean, you hate to see it right there for Seth, because he looked like he was in prime position to have a shot to get this, but actually it looks like he's actually starting to ease back up here to the front of this field right here, so I'm not really sure how this is working out right here for Seth.
So a couple wave rounds coming up here. The one to go next time by Monar Weatherholt. Reed confirmed to be a wave. Doyle, Luke Smith, Lake Mills, Michael Lark. Everybody else below that is still a lap down, if not more. So the good news is those drivers who pit have a chance. The very bad news is all the track positions gone. 17th on back were drivers who had pit. Justin Rideout will also be able to stay out on the old tarts, but 16th. What would you be thinking here, knowing you're at a disadvantage the rest of the way? And there's a little bit of a caution light.
Woo! Boy, there's just some strobe lights right there now, Justin.
Yeah, the blue light above him to be able to keep him calm outside of his own sim rig, to keep him the only yellow light. The giant strobe yellow light blinking to tell him it's caution. It looks like one of those iFlag rigs that you see these days, but a very cool sim racing setup you have to give him credit to.
Nah, I would have yanked the damn wire out of that thing. There ain't no way I could have been able to pull that off right there. I would have been screwed up 9 ways to Sunday on that. I'd have to wear sunglasses. Hell, I'd take the VR over that little blinking light over the TV. Justin, you know how I hate those VRs. But back to your question about what's the strategy back here with Justin Rideout and all these guys back here. It's full send at this point. You've got to go. I mean, you can try to save if you want to, but I mean, what's the deal with it? I mean, why would you worry about wanting to try to save? You ain't got no more tires left. Just get up there, get up on the wheel. Like Randall Nichols, we saw him all the way up on the wheel. Justin Rideout needs to get up on that wheel, try to send it up here, maybe have him a shot at trying to get up here and at least try to win his split. But he rolled the dice. He ended up crapping out right there, but he still got a shot to try to get his money back if he can go all in right here with this last stint.
Well, confirming the data here, everybody took tires who is amongst those who pit to use the last set except for Rideout. Rideout apparently had a 7-second stop. Looks to be fuel only. So he's on old rubber, the oldest tires technically in the field, you'd have to say. We've already seen the issue of tire blowing though. He will need another caution to be able to take that set if that is indeed the case. But some new front runners ready to dance here. Matthew Dill and Ryan Johnson up in the front row. They've been amongst those moving forward with Nichols and Powers. But Travis Hoffler, for the first time, is in the top 5. Mogart, Meddings, Tiffany, your top 8. Green, green, green. Back to racing we go. The inside line gets the timing with the teamwork. Johnson shuffles back to 3rd. Here comes the side-by-side, already for 5th. Mogart uses top side of the block and ready for the lead.
Wow, Dula tried to jump up, block out Brandon Nichols. He was able to make it work, and it may end up costing him. Here comes Ryan Johnson. Brady Powers trying to give him the old kick in the pants right in the back bumper. Side by side, door to door for the lead. Matt Dula, Ryan Johnson coming up a turn 4. Johnson's going to get the better advantage. He spun the tires on the restart, slipped back to 3rd, and he's took it all the way to the front with 33 laps to go.
All of a sudden, the teamwork starting to see a lot of those fighting to get aggressive here late. Ryan Johnson now at the head of the field. After Joe losing ground, Mogart, huge shot for the split 2-liter. Bo Tiffany has recovered from a slide from that position. He wants track position. Of note, blown motor pit road. We stay green. Gagliano and Aaron Van Ralt have had to come down to pit road under green. One's blown up. Randall Nichols, he's blowing forward to the race lead outside.
Yeah, he's trying to make this top side work, and Brady Powers almost got dumped right there by Jared Mogard. Mogard hit him in the back end, but he was able to keep the truck straight. Now, the Texas Rangers truck, the 69, Randall Nichols working the top side. Powers trying to work the top side as well and try to get themselves around Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson is in a serious hole down on the bottom, got nowhere to go. Now Nichols, now Powers, both of them jump down in front of Johnson. Mogard up on the top side with Tiffany trying to give him a buck draft going into 1.
How will they all try and square this around? Powers up to 2nd. He looks to line it up. 31 laps to go, coming to 30. The reason for the smoke, John Lewis turnaround, turn 3. We stayed green. That was from Rideout. Mogart looking to ride the bottom, though. Powers opened the door. Powers trying to push the 69. Here comes Johnson now to help out with Mogart. Back to the inside. 5 drivers battling for the top spot with 30 laps to go.
Yeah, and wow, look at this. Mogard sends it going into turn 1. Jared Mogard to the front, gets in front of Randall Nichols, and he hangs out Ryan Johnson. He's trying to block him all the way down to the white line. Nichols had to run, and Mogard did not let him have it, not by a long shot. Jared Mogard to the front. Now Nichols and Power, they're going to battle it out for the 2nd spot with Bo Tiffany and Ryan Johnson battling it out for that 4th spot.
Big break there that time off the front nose. Mogart now to that race lead indeed. Can he stay up at the front though? It looks like that pack race formation seems to have calmed down a little bit. Mogart is your highest iRating in the field, mind you, 54.76 amongst those in this race tonight. Now he's trying to play those different lines. We've seen him do well with officials. He's now joined some different teams on the official side. But Matthew Dola is going the wrong way. For comparison, back to 6. Scott Crump wants that spot. He takes it.
Yeah, Dula is really starting to slip back big time. He's fixing to slide right into the clutches of Bryce Meddings. Meddings right up on the back bumper. Crump ended up getting a twofer. I think he got around Meddings and also got around Dula. So Crump on the hunt right now. On the hunt, trying to get up here, get him a couple of more spots, and maybe have a shot at Jared Mogard. Everybody trying to be very careful coming off of turn 4. Don't slide the turn 4 wall. Meddings and Dula, they make contact at the start-finish line, but nothing egregious. Everybody keeps it straight. Crump's gonna send it on the inside of Bo Tiffany. Tiffany hanging on his door, coming off a 2, and he almost hooked him as they worked the way off 2, but Crump gets the spot.
Crump makes it work. Here's a look at Matthew Robinson. Right now he is 3rd in split 2's points positionings. But so far, he's had a very quiet night. Reference, he's a dirt announcer, has a main trade on the service, and has done some stuff in the real world. Also works with broadcast companies like LSR TV. So far, up 10. But right now, he's amongst those trying to get up towards this fight. Mogart and Powers, the only two amongst the top 5 and using the top. Also amongst those looking to try and find spots, third spot in split 3 is Cole Larson. From 33rd, like the truck number to 17th now.
Yeah, I mean, a good bounce back for Cole Larson. We talked about him earlier, blowing a tire, had a meatball flag, able to get himself back up here in the thick of things. He's got Seth Reed back there in the 81 trying to see if he can work his way back up there, get back up there where he was earlier, up at the front. Check out Brady Powers, trying to run the top side, carries some momentum, opens the door. Randall Nichols down on the bottom, but Powers able to get the run. Now trying to pull some drafts, see if he can suck up to the back bumper of Jared Mogard. Right behind him, Ryan Johnson still trying to make that comeback. Get up here, get back up to the front. He had the lead earlier, but now he's gonna try to work it. Going to the top side of Nichols. Now Powers jumps down, puts the block. Johnson trying to go for third as they hit turn 1.
Mogart knows that second line is the better line, still full defensive. Johnson alongside his teammate able to take away the third spot, likely here by turn 4 exit. But now it gets very tricky from here though. With Mogart knowing that second line's the better line and already utilizing the dirty air at his full advantage, feeding him to Powers and the rest of the top. What goes through the head here? Because Mogart, he's going to be difficult to pass the rest of the way here because he's feeding the dirty air.
Well, yeah, but there's one thing where he's running at, Justin. He's running right there in the middle line. We've already seen guys run it all the way up to the top side and actually make moves, make passes. Right now, you really want to stay right there in the middle. So Mogart's doing exactly what he needs to do. But now we're going to see another guy that's going to jump into the battle of this. Ryan Johnson. Johnson ain't running the middle. Johnson's running the bottom of the racetrack, and he's starting to make some ground on Brady Powers and Jared Mogart. So that number 38 of Ryan Johnson been working that bottom. We'll see if he can try to make it work with some of these guys. This is actually, yes, he's going to take that bottom side. He's not having to worry about that draft and that dirty air. Ryan Johnson may be the one we might need to be watching out for right here at the end of the race.
If he's the only one to get the bottom of the racetrack to work for some of these sliders here, that might be a massive advantage. Getting some cleaner yet again to the nose, just a touch bit quicker than the 7. His teammate Nichols has fallen back into a battle with Crump for 4th position, coming to 21 to go. So now it's a 3-truck breakaway for the rest of the pack. Talking about some of the air battles, Meddings, he's still leading his respective class right now with the truck of Dula as the cushion. Division 3/split 3 is the bigger question mark here because of how everything's gone. We've seen how things have gone. You know who's in that spot all of a sudden? Kyle Army. He was nearly a lap down in this race. In fact, believe he was. Had to get the truck fixed. And now he's holding Corcoran back in the Cleveland Rat Machine. These two have been in the back all day.
Yeah, I mean, and awesome to see that right there. I mean, that right there may be the comeback, really, of the race if Kyle Army, can get this split 3 win right here. But there you see Sean Corcoran. Hell, he's leading everybody technically in the points as of before we started this race. He ended up winning the whole thing at Daytona, beat every single one of them. Now he's wanting to try to go 2 for 2 and try to win both splits. Here we go. Here comes Ryan Johnson. Johnson all over the back bumper of Powers, damn near shoving him going into 1. Powers gets away. Johnson had to get off of his back bumper, but now they're starting to close in on a lap truck, Justin. This may get very, very interesting. They are catching up to Jason Maines. So Maines, obviously not the night that he was looking for. He's going to be the first truck they come to before they end up getting to the end of this race.
Back to Bryce Meddings, meanwhile. Remember, we talked about this earlier on. Early in this race, he didn't seem to have the pace that his teammate at Powers had. He's found a lot better confidence. Never mind, he just bounced it off the Crump instead.
Yeah, that's door banging at its finest right there, and he's going to be able to try to slide up. Almost got him in the left rear, and he saw Dula try to go for the slingshot on the inside. Dula had the run, and Denning, Meddings, excuse me,
yeah.
and Dula Both of them, wow, hard contact. But I mean, there you see Dula. Dula's saying something to him right now. You know he's pissed.
He's definitely saying it's something amongst the team chatter. The face didn't crack during the moment, though. And they do have lap traffic. You were talking about that. That is Jason Maines. He already indicated he's running against the wall. Some of these drivers might have missed that call with how some of them are starting to run him.
Yeah, I mean, Maine's all the way up against the wall. And obviously, like I said, not the night that he was wanting here tonight. I mean, he was looking pretty good. Looked like he may have had a shot to at least get a top 3 out of this whole thing. But it's just not going to be for tonight. Up front, Ryan Johnson and Powers. Both of them door banging going into turn 1. Both of them fighting over real estate. Johnson's going to get the top side to get it to work. Powers going to get kicked back to 3rd. Here comes Randall Nichols. Nichols going to try to see if he can maybe use the slingshot. He thinks different of it. He gets out of the gas. So now Ryan Johnson started 13th all the way up to 2nd. He's going to try to reel in Jared Mogard right here and see if he can get the overall win. But Powers and Nichols are fighting for that 3rd spot.
And all of a sudden, the tires have now fallen off the 7 machine. He has lost a lot of time, half a second the past 2 laps. This is going to be a disaster for the rest of the way, possibly, unless he gets a caution. But back to Johnson. He's been battling, but he is quicker all of a sudden than the driver in front. The 00 is starting to slide. Ryan Johnson is a touch tight, but he's got better exit because Mogart might have burned the rears. Here comes Ryan Johnson with 14 to go.
Johnson really starting to put the heater on and trying to go all in right here with 14 laps to go. Ryan Johnson looking good right down on that first seam, trying to get the run to work. Like you said, he is getting very, very tight. He is on the touch side. He's a little bit snug. But Mogard, like you was talking about, he is skating all over the place. Look at the back end of the truck. It's starting to slide. Almost gets up and gets into the wall. Johnson reeling him in a heartbeat. Ryan Johnson needs to make the pass in right now with 13 to go.
Ryan Johnson lets up. Lets Mogart send it deep. Ryan Johnson looking for the setup. Side-by-side lap traffic of the Larsons in front. But now, Mogart's rear tires have fallen and melted apart. There's the lap traffic. One high side, one to the middle low side, and J.D. Larson. Bocock, he ends up running the high side. Johnson forced a reset for the time being. But now, with 11 laps to go, can Jared Mogart play defense long enough? Forced to the inside. Ryan Johnson has better grip down there. Here comes the exit again.
Johnson is trying to cook just like the track is. Damn near a record 150 degrees here on the track tip here at Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Ryan Johnson really put it on him. Trying to get around all that lap traffic. That's probably what he really needed. To not put himself in a bad spot. Johnson gets the run. Mogart damn near lost it off a 4. All up on his back bumper. Going into turn 1. Mogart is in serious trouble right now with Johnson as they come around this time by. We got 10 laps to go here at Viva Las Vegas.
Already 2 different blocks by Mogart to hold on to the top. Down the front straightaway. Ryan Johnson trying to slide to the inside. Through turn 3. Wall taken by Mogart. Mogart gets loose. Ryan Johnson takes the race lead away. 10 laps to go from Vegas. Mogart tries to get the cross back, but it's Johnson who's the better of the 2 at this point of the run. Mogart has fallen off late.
And he's trying to run up as top as he can, try to see if he can get the looseness out of it, but it's not going to be able to work. Johnson has got that thing snugged up perfect. He saved them tires. We got spinning back in the back. Looked like that was Matthew Robinson. Yes, it is in the 34. Matthew Robinson head on into the inside wall, but no caution on the speedway.
Remember, in sim cautions only, we stay green. Bryce Mennings and several others involved. Bo Tiffany holding on now by nearly a second for that class lead. 9 to go. Mogart still not backing off despite the drifts. He's trying to find something. How long does that last? We nearly had a caution that could have been a saving grace. Instead, Matadula slides up, contact to Robinson.
Yeah, and then Robinson ends up getting tagged in the back end, straight into the inside wall, ends up losing the hood, the bumper. He damn near lost everything. Probably got a meatball flex. I hate to see it from Matthew Robinson, but Ryan Johnson really starting to check out, starting to get away from Mogard. Ryan Johnson probably got this thing in the bag if he doesn't screw it up. And really, back in the back, really, I mean, we see some battling back here with Brady Powers, trying to see if he can get around Ballesteros for the 5th spot. And Matt Dula, after all that, now we got a caution.
This changes everything. Caution flag is out, under 10 to go. It's the back straightaway. This time it is Meddings. This time, it's a different driver involved, though. It's the 3 machine getting turned around. Travis Hoffler also involved. The 43 is Sean Corcoran, the Petty Blue. And for the second time in 2-3 laps, 3 wide. Actually, this is Bryce Meddings lining up.
Yep, I mean, Meddings, he just slides up a little bit, gets up in there into number 3 of Travis Hoffler, and hate it for Corcoran. I mean, you think about it. With all the glitz, the glamour, kissing the girl, the whole 9 yards, he got it last week at Daytona. And then, unfortunately, he ends up getting caught up in a wreck right here with about 7 laps to go. And this is not what Ryan Johnson wanted to see. Obviously, he's going to be at a good advantage. Obviously, he's faster than the rest of the guys that's behind him. But the main thing you got to worry about, these guys, some of it, yes, track position, but Justin Rideout, he's one of those guys that may have some tires. Mogard and all these other guys going in, they may have actually fooled us. They may be going in and trying to get some tires. They may have a set.
Well, remember, some of these drivers were amongst those who were not in the risk takers on strategy earlier on in this race. Maybe outside of Monar on a fuel only / damage earlier on. And Justin Rideout. Cars, trucks smashing into each other. Weatherholt and Tiffany just smashed in. My goodness, apparently drivers thought they could drive through each other. That's the tongue-tied moment. But now it's the tire strats. Mogart on forward on the pit lane. Powers, Monar and company. Let's take a break. 5 to go at the stripe. Strategy afoot. Fresh tires from 8th for the restart.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Buckle up, it's about to get very wild here. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Rolling Thunder, and its truck series about to have a very wild finish to this one. 4 to go at the stripe. Getting ready for the restart. Joseph Briz, Jacob Reeves with you. Ryan Bauer producing. Ryan Johnson, Randall Nichols, Scott Crump, Matthew Dolan, Justin Rideout amongst those who stayed out on strat. Lane Doyle and Travis Hoffler doing the same. But everybody else kept their tire sets and just bolted them on outside of Jared Hayes, who took 2 tires to get to 12. This is about to get wild, a 3-lap shootout. The gamble, we're about to see for a lot of these drivers if they get the jackpot or if they are about to go bust.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, especially for all these guys up here at the front, Justin. I mean, they're on significantly older tires than the rest of the guys back there, Mogard and them. And we've already seen these guys already slip a little bit on these restarts. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens from Johnson all the way back to where Mogard is. Mogard, obviously, the freshest, I guess you could say, of the tires. So, we'll see how this works out for the restarts, because obviously we've already seen it twice tonight of how everything worked out. Check out the top four right there, Dula. You got Nichols down there on the bottom side, Crump up there on the top, and Ryan Johnson, your leader, down there on the bottom left, trying to get it all lined up. Got 4 guys up here trying to see if they can win it. But don't forget, Jared Mogard back there sitting in the 8th spot right now, from 27th all the way up to 8th. He's the first one on them fresh tires.
Expect him to charge immediately as soon as the door opens up here. It's about to get extremely wild. Remember, just one green-white checker available if needed. Let's find out how this plays out. Pace truck is off. 3 laps to go from Vegas. Ryan Johnson, the control truck back underway. Tire spin up front. Tire wiggles. Everybody spins the tires. Spins to the grass. Green-white checker territory. And Jared Mogard, I believe, passed some drivers because half the field just spun their tires.
Yeah, I saw that coming, honestly, Justin. I mean, hell, they spun their tires up there with Ryan Johnson and Randall Nichols, but all the action, all the caution really happened back there where Justin Rideout was in the 8. He ends up getting in the lane Doyle, and then obviously right up there in front of him as well, Crump. He spun his tires. He got into Dula. So there was a lot of spinning around up there at the front. Hoefler looked like he actually got through it pretty good. But check out this stack up way back there. There's Rideout. Doyle, they end up door banging a little bit. And then at that point, all chaos ensued. But it's like you said, Mogard looked like he might have got a couple of spots right there on that restart. So it's going to help him out a little bit because he was already lined up on the outside. He was already full send trying to go.
On Weatherhood wants those having to get quickly to the binders. And the best way I can think about describing this to the rate it's going with the old tires is, remember old Atlanta, where if anybody was on older tires, expect major tire spin and wiggles? Well, we're seeing that tonight. I think we've got the Las Vegas version of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. And I mean, and tune in here in about the next 4 weeks, you're going to see the same thing probably happen at Old Atlanta. And I mean, Old Atlanta is going to be a blast. And that's probably one thing that a lot of these drivers may have ended up learning from this right here, honestly, Justin, because this track very, very similar to Old Atlanta, but Old Atlanta is really more worn out than Vegas is. They really don't have all the draft like you would have at that track.
On the radio now, it's Randall Nichols currently in second, a team 1-2 here. What's kind of going through the mind, though, on old tires, Mogard up to 5th with that tire spin in the restart.
I'm just kind of praying right now. I'm not really a religious guy, but I'm praying right now that something happens, because we are, I mean, as soon as we started rolling, I just started spinning the tires. It's not good. So I'm kind of holding on right now.
There's been a couple recovery drives from you tonight. What was going through your head after the first slide that's seen you through the grass, down the front straightaway, and in the teens? It took a while to get you back in the top 10.
Honestly, at that point, I was pretty mad, to be completely honest with you. But it was just a matter of kind of just hoping the tires aren't really too worn out and just try to pace back up through the field. And it kind of worked out. And then, you know, just the way these cautions fell put me in a really good spot, but I didn't really need this second to last one.
So now it's green-white-checkered territory. If we get a caution before the white flag, race ends under yellow. Your team is 1, 2, and 4 here. What's the chatter been like for the team fight here? It looks like your teammate just chose the inside.
Well, so we actually have an associate truck with Scott Crump in 3rd right now. So right now, technically 300 Motorsports and After Dark is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're trying to pull off the Hendrick Motorsports trifecta right now. But yeah, it's just going to be a matter of kind of hoping something happens, and you know, maybe some guys have some damage. So kind of holding on.
Once you get to the restart here, good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Randall Nichols starting outside front row. They count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4. On paper, it's a 1, 2, 4. But lights out next time by, it appears. No pressure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it's no pressure, Justin. Sorry to cut you off. I mean there is no pressure in that. But here's the main thing. I mean it's probably what you was fixing to get to. It's only one green, white, checkered. That's it. So if there's a caution right here, if they end up spinning it out right here on the restart, caution comes out, race is over. So that is not what Jared Mogard really wants to see. He wants this to go ahead and stay green. He wants this restart to go ahead and get gone. And he's probably going to go as high as he possibly can or low as he possibly can. He's going to make some daring moves out of that double zero of Jared Mogard. But one green, white, checkered attempt right here. So hopefully we get a green flag finish of what has been a fantastic race here at Las Vegas.
1 to green. As mentioned, should say, Johnson already indicated the inside. He's the control truck, all tires through your top 4 and through much of this field. As a matter of fact, the only drivers who survived the tire spin there and kept track position, 1st through 4, P6, P8, everybody else expect to be full throttle for the restart. Here's the top 4 lines. We talked about them. We mentioned what's going to the mind amongst them earlier with Randall Nichols here. This could be nerve-wracking. The thought process is on. They're all on old tires.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting right here between these guys. Obviously, there you saw them talking. Obviously, these guys want to try to make the best restart that they possibly can. Obviously, they are worried about that double zero Jared Mogard, but he cannot make a pass on the inside line before the start-finish line, or he'll end up getting a black flag. So he's actually at a little bit of a disadvantage right there, Justin. But we'll see who gets lucky, and we'll see who craps out right here. 3 to go, green, white, checkered. Final attempt right here, only attempt. Here, who's going to win it?
3 miles to decide it. All tires in the top 4. Freshest tires in 5th for Jared Mogard. Green flag is out. No tire spin this time. Give it a moment. They hold it on. And Jared Mogard already looking high side on Crump for 4th. Make it 3rd.
He's trying to get up there. He's trying to make it work. Ryan Johnson in the 38, trying to see if he can get away. Randall Nichols trying to hold on to 2nd. Crump trying to throw the block on Mogard, but Mogard with 4 fresh tires, he is coming through the field. He's trying to go for the lead.
Randall Nichols, huge block, trying to help his teammate. 3 wide behind him. Coming to the white flag. If they take the white flag, it's down straight to the checkered. 4 wide front stretch. Caution! Caution flag is out. It's Ryan Johnson who will get the victory. It's a crash in the tri-oval, which ends the race.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy right there. Mogard probably was going to have this sucker in the bag, and they were right there at the line, Justin. I thought that sucker was absolutely over with. I thought Ryan actually got to the line before the caution come out, but I mean, bad luck right there for Mogard and good luck right there for Ryan Johnson.
It was Bo Tiffany who got turned around just before the 38 got to the line. If there was one more corner, Mogard would have been there. But instead tonight, Ryan Johnson come out of turn 4. In this city, it's not just about skill. It's not just about being able to get the strategy. It's about if you're feeling lucky. And guess what? Johnson rolls the jackpot. He wins it in Vegas.
Boy, he got lucky on that one right there. Justin, I don't want to discredit a win right there in any way, shape, fashion, or form for Ryan Johnson. But hey, you take it any way you can get it. And he actually pulled the strategy out perfectly. It's like you said, if that caution would have came out maybe just a couple of seconds later, he would have had that sucker. He would have been in trouble. Mogard would have had that sucker in the bag. He would have either wrecked him probably or just straight up passed him. But he got lucky. Bo Tiffany got spun by Matthew Molnar back in the bag. So Ryan Johnson, 38, he ends up getting the win.
So split 1 and the overall win goes to the 38 truck, Ryan M. Johnson. Split 2. Let's get the confirmation here. Lane Doyle is currently unofficially being amongst them. And split 3 got bounced around a lot, but it might have been Corcoran for the second straight week, if I'm looking at the data right, who just got the split 3 victory. All of a sudden, the 43 is looking very good for split 3.
Yeah, he's looking very, very good, and that's exactly what he needed to be able to do. And but there you go, Ryan Johnson. He's going to burn it down right here on the front straightaway and get the win. But like you was talking about for Corcoran, that was real, real cool for him to back, more or less. We'll see what he does next week. But Ryan Johnson, check it out, going backwards, throw it in reverse. You cannot beat that right there. He's going for the polished victory lap backwards, going forwards. There ain't no other way I can call that right there, Justin. That is awesome to see that.
When somebody asked on the radio, what are you doing? His response was, you're not my dad. Well, he's the one who's the one going to victory lane for the overall win. Let's put it that way. Break coming up. Results after the break. You're watching Podium.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the unofficial race results. So your confirmations are in on that mark. Split 1. Ryan Johnson gets it done. Top 5 all split 1. Mogart, Nichols, Crump, and Powers getting that. Doyle, yes, the truck that is made out of love ends up surviving the finish to be able to get the split 2 victory. All it takes is a lot of belief in the power of love. Then it's Weatherholt Duel and Lark Hall in split 1. Second in split 2 is Haynes. Your winner in split 3. Because of some of the chaos in the heart of the pack as well, Corcoran, he is a free agent, mind you, Jake, for the team side. He is back-to-back on the trot for the split.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to end up being on a team, I would say, in the next 2 weeks when we go to Martinsville. Excuse me, but Corcoran ends up finishing in the 11th spot. Seth Reed, not to probably, I guess you could say to forget, because Seth Reed up there led a lot of laps up there at the front. 33rd, he's going to end up finishing 12th. Luke Smith's going to get 13th with Brent Barker 14th. Travis Hoffler 15th. How about Cole Larson? He didn't even qualify. He started 33rd. He's going to end up finishing 16th and 2nd in split 3. Good drive by that young man in the number 33 of Cole Larson with 16th. Bryce Madden's going to get 17th. Justin Rideout's going to get 18th. Joshua Suss, not a too bad drive for him, honestly. Another split 3 driver. He ends up finishing 19th after he started 31st. And rounding out the top 20 is Drew Ballesteros.
21st spot overall, Lewis Monar, the last on the lead lap. Tiffany didn't even finish the race because of what happened in the end. Finished 23rd. Gagliano 2 down. Roberts 2 down, as well as Army. He was involved in the second to last caution. Then you have one of Larson's in 27th, Bocock, Mills, and Robinson, your top 30. Amongst the DNFs include Maines, Van Runk, Rube, and Wade. Race control was Thompson tonight. So already our top 3, or should I say, your split winners. Standing by, Ryan Johnson joins us now in the booth from Split 1. Ryan, well, welcome to Vegas. You get it done. How does it feel to come up with a jackpot?
Woo! After last season, it feels pretty good. I didn't get any wins last season, so I'm pretty happy to get one in the second race of the season.
Obviously, the old tires to close it out on in the race. What's going through your mind when you've seen Mogart making passes and your teammate, in fact, also helping a little bit on the defense?
Yeah, I mean, we were going to do everything we could to try to get one of us to win. I mean, everything short of wrecking people, running people hard is, one thing. But, yeah, Randy gave me a good bump on the backstretch there. Man, when those cautions came out, I knew we were all in trouble because we used all of our tires and we didn't have any left. And I saw Mogard coming off a 4, and I moved down, but I knew he was going to be able to find a way around me. He had any lane choice that I didn't go to, and he was going to be gone. But fortunate enough for me, there was a caution.
Well, next time out, a lot of drivers are going to get acquainted with one another because it's the paperclip. It's Martinsville Speedway. I'm not sure how much you've followed along with the week of that as officials. The longest run for some is 9 in double-digit laps. How do you feel Rolling Thunder will handle a short track?
Oh, man. Well, to be honest, I think if we can do what we did tonight and everybody just, gives space like at the beginning of the race and we start to get spread out, we get a little space between everybody, I don't think it'll be that bad. But if we get a caution that bunches us up, I think the aggression levels are going to go through the roof, and I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a caution fest, but yeah, you never know.
Any shout outs you like to give?
Yeah, Justin and everybody at Rolling Thunder putting this on. You guys for broadcasting. Johan Seminario Designs for my paint, and my teammates at After Dark Racing and our affiliate 300 Motorsports. Yeah, and everybody tuning in and watching.
Let's get congratulations on the victory here tonight.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Ryan Johnson gets the job done here tonight. Second spot, or should I say, split 2, and its winner. We talked about how much of the night the truck made with love did not get a lot of loving from its competitors. It still ends up conquering them all in split 2. He's with Jake.
Absolutely, Lane Doyle. I mean, first off, love the truck. I mean, awesome to see it right there. But I mean, Lane, you kind of had an up and down night, I guess you could say. But you started 17th, found your way up here almost in the top 5, but you'll take a 6th place. I mean, hell, you end up winning split 2. I mean, just tell us about your night, because from what we saw, from what it looked like, it was up and down.
Oh, man, I wanted off that roller coaster way earlier than everyone else. Started 17th, midway up towards the top 10. Had that run-in with Larch. I looked at the replay. We both just got loose. I pushed him at the track, and then he got loose. Started making my way back up the field again. Got involved in, I think, in another incident. Started on fresh tires and drove my way up through the field. Got unlucky with pit strategy. I felt like I had a top 10 car, but the luck wasn't staying with me, so I wasn't expecting to find myself in the top 10. Once I was, I expect to get swallowed alive on these restarts. But I guess cards were in my hand tonight, or luck was in my hand tonight, and I managed to walk away to top 6. Broken truck though, but I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lane, I mean, we just got through talking to Ryan Johnson about in the next race being Martinsville. what's the mindset going into Martinsville? Because we basically went from Daytona, which is all draft, and then here at Vegas, which is a little bit of draft and then some handling. Now we're fixing to go to the paperclip short track, which from what I've heard, officials ain't been too good, I guess you could say. So what's the mindset going into Martinsville here in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think I'm going to either bring a truck with reinforced bumpers or I'm going to take them off prematurely because I'm not expecting to leave Martinsville with them regardless. It's a rough track. I love it. I love short track racing. I feel like I get around there pretty well. I think I can win my split again next week at Martinsville. I just got to be able to survive it and get around that track.
Well, look at it, baby. Send it with love. That's what I would do. But Lane Doyle ends up winning split 2. And Lane, before we let you go, you got anybody or any sponsors, any shout outs that you want to give?
Well, of course, I got my family out in the living room. They're the reason I got Made with Love and Grandma's Kitchen on the back. I didn't have an actual sponsor, so we scrounged some money up together, got me in the series, and I love with all my heart. Glad they got to watch.
Absolutely. As Huey Lewis would say, it's the power of love. Lane Doyle ends up winning split 2. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, buddy.
Sounds good. See you then.
That's Lane Doyle, winner in split 2 today. Split 3, still looking for a team, but 2 for 2 in split 3. Sean Corcoran. Sean, it seemed very, very touch and go a lot of the night, but tonight you're the one who gets the split 3 win. How are you feeling? 2 for 2 in the class.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough run. The first run I completely burned the right front off of it, so the second run I used a lot more brake and just tried to be consistent there.
And talk about the major difficulties about trying to get through the field tonight, because I believe you were mid-pack much of the way. What was that like being in the Hornet's Nest?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough being there. It's just so hard to pass here. Everybody's so equal, and like I said, the track temperature was up there, and the tires were not really liking it. So, one spot at a time, and just try to stay out of trouble. That's the big thing.
So ever heard some of the opinions from Martinsville? The optimism about a cautionless race that's being propositioned by one driver is emoji filled. But in all seriousness, no, you've been looking for a team for this series. How does you feel this moves the needle, knowing you're that class leader already after 2 races, including an overall win?
I don't know. Just I have to stay consistent, and maybe something will be in the works sooner rather than later.
We'll see if you can get something definitely in the works. Anyone you want to thank for this run tonight, though?
Yeah, all the sponsors: Cleveland Wrap, Admin Box, Web Detail, Podium, Mr. Hedge, Rolling Thunder, Racing Series, and you guys up there in the booth.
Once again, congratulations on the run here today, Sean.
Thanks, guys.
Sean Corcoran coming away with the overall split 3 dub. Once again, Martinsville Speedway is the next race, April the 21st, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Times are hard, but Podium Esports at that time will be live with some hard, intense action. We'll see how Rolling Thunder handles the trucks out of paperclip next time out. Drivers are already saying, let's see if we can get a cautionless race at Martinsville. Now, tonight, attrition was big. The temperatures absolutely high in the track. Your thoughts on tonight, where it was one of the more difficult tire races you may ever see on the platform?
Yeah, I mean, that right there would be, I guess you could say, for the old school fans, that is the race that you want to see right there. I mean, you got your drafting, you got the tire wear that apparently NASCAR never has anymore, but we end up having some tire wear out here, which is one thing that, we'd love to see. And if we saw an exciting finish, I guess you could say maybe a little bit controversial if you want to put it that way. But at the same time, I mean, we saw a fantastic finish. I already saw some out there in the Discord chat. We got a little bit of beef out there in the chat, so what better place to go ahead and beef it up? We already saw some luck here tonight. Why not see a couple, or a little bit of beef, I guess you could say, in 2 weeks when we go to Martinsville.
Better get those hot dogs ready. Better yet, better get the grills ready to cook all the beef alongside all those Martinsville hot dogs. We'll see how things play out next time out. But on that note, it's time to say goodbye. Broadcast partner once again tonight in Jacob Reese, for producer Ryan Bauer. Joseph Prince saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. You've been watching the Rolling Thunder Truck Series. Its second race of the season comes to a close. It's Ryan Johnson, Lane Doyle, Sean Corcoran, who pick up the split victories for the second race of the season here in Vegas.